Today's sponsor is Audible.com, who has more than 180,000 audiobooks and spoken word audio products. Get a free audiobook of your choice at www.audibletrial.com/shark. Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Movies, Films, and Flicks podcast. I'm your host, John Loswith. Joining me, as always, are my co-hosts, Mark Hoffmeyer.
Hey, guys. So I turned down my air conditioner to 30 degrees. I'm in a 30-degree refrigerated set in honor of Kurt Russell, Quentin Tarantino, and The Hateful Eight. So to recreate the really cold, Colorado, Montana setting, they had a set that was like freezed up to 30 degrees. So I'm copying that right now.
Nice. But the thing is, you don't have that beard with the little icicles hanging off of it. Just give you another week.
Listen, I'm trying to do a gag here, Lazavat.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. We're trying to bring logic into that. Well, it's not even logic. It was just a dumb observation.
Yeah, I tried to add some CGI breath, but I have no clue how to do that.
That's what I do. I ruin gags. Lemon Good, what gag do you have for me to ruin?
Well, I'm calling in today from the Federal Bureau of Cinematic Pit Hair today.
Okay.
That's what you see. I mean, Kurt Russell has had so many movies without sleeves, that the federal government had to step in and start taking accounts with the census of his pit hair showings in films.
Didn't it start after Captain Ron didn't he have arm hair that was braided, or am I just making that up?
I feel like you're making up a beautiful illusion right now.
Yeah.
That'd be terrible to have like those little beads in your pits.
So you're telling me there's a team of scientists sitting in a lab somewhere watching Kurt Russell movies and counting each hair on his armpit?
Yeah.
Well,
that sounds like an amazing job. Where do I apply for that?
Director, assistant director, administrative assistant, and intern here at the Federal Bureau of Cinematic Pit Hair.
Right.
Wait, guys, something's coming in. Whoa. Turns out Kurt Russell had more arm hair in Escape from L.A. than he did in Escape from New York.
What?
Thoughts? Thoughts?
We have, in fact, come along some chronological correlations in Kurt Russell's arm hair expression. As it turns out, as he's had increasing incidents of sleeved roles as he's gotten older, there have been decreases in the amounts of armpit hair that he's expressed.
So is his like career taking like a Madonna type thing? How she just sort of evolved throughout the ages and she stayed relevant? Is Kurt Russell, is he now that he has more shirts, he's really relying on more mustaches and beards?
Honestly, we don't have enough science to make any such claims. However, our spokesperson, Al Gore, does like to stretch the truth a bit.
Honestly, I just don't think there's enough data. We just need to keep watching more Kurt Russell movies.
Amen.
There you go. All right. I think that was our longest intro ever. But,
this ends your public service announcement from the Federal Bureau of the Census for Cinematic Pit Hair.
Right. Now that everybody's been introduced and some, let's start off the show like we usually do with listener questions, or in this case, a listener question. I don't know. This is what we don't prepare.
Our first listener question. By the way, these questions this week, they're all my questions. Normally I harvest them from our Twitter listeners, but I was feeling selfish, and I came up with some questions of my own.
Wait, one quick thing, though. Last event there was like, we're going to start off with 3 questions. One question? I don't care.
Yeah. What are we talking about?
All right.
Questions.
So our first listener question, and I listen to our podcast, so I count, is what was the best hand-to-hand fight ever between a man and a monster? No Pacific Rim Jaegers, no robots, just a dude versus a monster.
Okay. So I kind of went out the box a little bit. I kind of, you had dudes, but I kind of added a couple dudettes. So I will say that I did add, this is going to sound random, but I did add, it doesn't work, but Anthony Hopkins and Wolfman, he gets into a pretty good fight with a chair. So he's a wolf, and there's this chair in his way that he could walk around, but instead he just throws it. Like he does a little Anthony Hopkins old man throw, and it was amazing. But I went and I picked, right, Gremlins, Lynn Pelter, The Kitchen Fight. She makes a heck of a stand against those little gremlins. Like she first walks up, she puts the gremlin in the food processor, right? And then this other gremlin's throwing plates at her. She walks up with a shield and stabs it to death. Then there's another gremlin that she sprays bug spray in its face and she shoves it into a microwave and blows it up. Like, she made she held it together. I mean, if there were gremlins in my kitchen, I don't think I could have done it as well as she did.
She was the Rita Vertasky of 1984.
Yes. Like, she probably had lived that day 50 times because she executed that thing perfectly. Like, she knew her surroundings. She knew exactly how to use it. I mean, it was a brilliant fight. And then I got into Descent when Juno has the fight against the crawlers. The crawlers initially attack. And what I love about that movie, the director, Neil Marshall, his only direction for that fight scene. So he told the guy in the crawler suit, he's like, go for Juno's throat. And they looked at Juno, and he's like, don't let it get your throat. So it was like this crazy primal feral brawl that like was taking place. I was disoriented in the dark. And like, but it just was like a beautiful scrap. And then I'm going to add LL Cool J from Deep Blue Sea when he, he fights the shark in the kitchen. And then at the end, he takes a cross off his cross necklace off and starts stabbing the shark in the eye with it. So those are my favorite fights.
I like that two of those take place in a kitchen, and the other takes place where those blind bat people, Morlocks, were doing their eating anyway.
Yeah, you know what? It could have been in there like their what was it? A commissary. And like their, dining room. So this is very food related. Was I hungry earlier?
Yeah.
So I like that, but like you were just ringing the dinner bell on your answers.
Oh wait, that's the Pit Hair Institute.
Well, Elizabeth, what would you come up with for this?
Okay, I hope Kathy Bates fans don't take this the wrong way, but I think
I already like your answer.
I'm gonna go with the fight scene from Misery. When James Caan just had enough and he just fights back against Kathy Bates' character.
Wait, so you're calling Kathy Bates the monster?
Dude, she was.
I mean, who knows what was underneath those flannel shirts? She could have been some immortal Gremlock.
It's just plus like he was in a wheelchair because he was all disabled and it's just like, yeah. I mean, it was an epic fight scene. You didn't know who was gonna win.
You could call her a monster in that film.
Yeah, in that context, Kathy Bates fans, I'm not calling her a monster in general, just in that movie.
It was a great performance.
Yeah.
It's funny because Kathy Bates, now, look, I like Kathy Bates, amazing actress, but she's gotten a little bigger and heavier over time. Back then, I mean, she was a little heavy, but she was half the Kathy Bates that she is today.
I never mentioned her size or her weight. I just want to point out that Lemgood was the one that brought it up. Continue.
I'm sorry. Look. Kathy Bates, you are invited to call in during our next show and call me out on that. And if you don't, I will just assume that you know that you need to lose a few pounds.
And by the way, if you do call us next week, we're talking about John Travolta's cigarette smoking habits in his films and good monster movies on Netflix. So study up, call us up, yell at Levingood, tell him what you think, and then we'll just talk about some movie monsters.
Yeah, you hear that, Kath? Just have your agent call our agent. And by our agent, I mean whichever one of us picks up our cell phone first.
Or you could hire us an agent and call him.
Yeah.
You could hire us as your agent, and we'd make more money.
I like that idea, too. And, all right, so, Kathy Bates is my first answer. The second answer is, I don't know, I'm playing loose with the definition of monster here, but I'm taking it all the way back to Fast and Furious 1, with her fighting that truck driver with the shotgun. Right? I know he's not really a monster, but, come on. You never see his face. You just see him, reloading the shotgun. For all I know, he could be like a werewolf.
He was just some dude with a union job who was scared of getting hijacked.
I don't know. He held his own, though. Right?
He did hold his own.
These guys, listen, he held his own against guys who went on to become international car thieves or whatever. So, I don't know. It was pretty impressive. But it was also pretty epic.
Like, he was
right.
and he got away. Who knows where he was going?
Yeah. So, those are my two
And wait, guys.
Yeah.
Do you think that guy was Jack Burton?
It could have been. It could have been a heavy Jack Burton in disguise.
Oh.
Like he Bubba Hotep'd and got a little fat for the role.
Just he had some downtime, and he was kind of depressed. He just got off a week-long bender in Vegas.
And he brought it back full circle by coming back to the series in Fast and Furious 7, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense.
That's a fact.
Right.
Trademark it.
Registered trademark. So my two picks, I picked like more monstrous monsters and like big hulking things. And honestly, the moment I came up with this question, I already had these answers in my head. I didn't research them or anything. For some reason, they popped in my head. We were talking about the Alien series long ago, and I was thinking of an Alien 3, when that guy who had his own TV show, the TV show was called Rock, R-O-C. He's the African-American monk, the big guy who befriended Sigourney Weaver.
Oh, Charles Dutton.
Charles S. Dutton. Charles S. Dutton. That's right. I couldn't think of his name. So Charles S. Dutton, he gets in a fight with this alien down in this pit, and he knows he's going to lose, right? He knows it, but he's just trying to buy time for Sigourney Weaver. It's brave, it's ballsy. He's got nothing to lose. He's this prison monk on this prison planet. And when the alien comes at him, I thought when I first saw this, I'm like 12 years old, I thought it was just going to tear right through him, right? And he's holding this thing off, like holding a dog at bay, and it's the dog alien, the Rottweiler alien. And he's just going, you mother... And he's just swearing at the thing, holding it back. You can tell it's cutting him up and everything. And when you look down, it looks like the Tasmanian the devil is in front of him. You just got limbs whipping around. Like, that fight, like that was that and the alien picking up the dude during the
that was
the
awesome.
business meeting. Those scenes made that movie work. You're at least watchable for a few minutes.
That's one of my favorite movie horror drags, when that guy got dragged through the ceiling.
Through the ceiling, yeah, by his head, right?
Oh, man. I love that scene. He did. You know what? I love it when people knowingly take a stand against something that's a whole lot more bad than they are. Like they know they're going to die, but they still like go into it like they go into it in a blaze of glory.
It's inspiring to watch.
Yeah, like 13th Warrior, when that guy walked out at the end, he was like poisoned, and he walks out and he kills the head cannibal guy on the horse. Like he went on a suicide mission and won. It was awesome.
So,
Nice.
Suicide mission, yeah. How about a bigger foe?
Uh-oh.
So,
Kathy Bates?
Galaxy. Okay, Ray, the movie is Galaxy Quest. The fight is Captain Jason Nesbitt, who's Tim Allen, versus the rock monster Grignac.
Yeah.
Now, this thing is like 20 feet tall of animated boulders. And, like, people are calling in, like, saying, go for its vulnerable spots. And he's just on his little intercom saying, it's a rock. It doesn't have any vulnerable spots. He's doing little rolls and things. Like, I love that fight so very much.
Dude, Galaxy Quest is amazing. It's like Three Amigos in space, but it's still glorious.
It still holds up to
I
this
could
day.
watch that movie every day.
Yeah.
Sam Rockwell.
Yeah, Sam Rockwell.
Get out of here. They're going to kill Guy. Like, they always think the extra guy is going to die.
So it's like, Guy, you're not going to die. You have a name. Do I? Do I?
What's that line where he's like, perhaps I'm not as ugly as I am stupid? Or what did the bad guy...
The alien commander, when Jason Nesbitt or Tim Allen thinks that he says to Sigourney Weaver, here, cut the line, put him on hold. And then they're talking strategy, and then they look back, and she doesn't know where the hold button was. So he heard all their strategy talk. Perhaps I'm not as stupid as I am ugly. I love it.
Wait, didn't he just like? Didn't Tim Allen just go?
Movie.
Didn't Tim Allen just go? Yeah, shoot him with some phasers and let's call it a night. Don't they blow it? Like, don't they almost blow up his ship or something?
Yeah. When they first called him in and he didn't realize they were real aliens, he's just like, oh yeah, fire red proton cannons 1 and 2, fire blue proton cannons 1 and 2. All right, I'm out of here. Use my limo ready.
Oh, I love that movie.
All right. I think that does it for the first question. I think the that question has been fully answered. Kinda, not really. Slightly
answered.
It's been slightly answered. No, I think. Wow, Mark, I think you had some topics you wanted to talk about this week, right?
Yeah. So if you've been listening to us for some time, you know that we here at Movies, Films, and Flicks, Shark Dropper, love B movies. So we've talked about Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li. I mean, we've talked about Anaconda, Deep Blue Sea. I mean, we've talked about every variation of bad movies. But recently, within the last year, there's been 3 B movies that I appreciated and I liked. I'm not going to say they're, Shakespeare, but they were good for what they were, and I had a really good time watching them. So we're going to call the theme of this podcast from Levingood it's called B Movie Fever, and the only prescription is more beer.
Okay. Yeah.
And Red Bull.
Yeah.
Beer and Red Bull. Yeah,
that's right. So I'm going to start with the first one called Kung Fury. It is a $620,000 kickstarted 30-minute short that revolves around, this director, David Sandberg, revolves a guy, this Kung Fury. He's a guy who was struck by lightning, bit by a cobra, and he becomes like the master Kung Fury. He becomes Kung Fury. And he has to go back in time to battle the Kung Führer, Adolf Hitler, and save the world. And
so, can we just start with this origin story there? So, I'm watching, and he's in this bad situation in the film, like where his cop his cop partner is getting killed or something, and he says, and then all of a sudden I was struck by lightning bit by a cobra.
Yeah,
dude, wouldn't that kill the cobra?
Imagine how unlucky that cobra would be. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna bite this guy, and then he bites him, then zap.
No, later on, he's calling the cobra his spirit animal. Yeah. But I'll bet that cobras are pissed at him. Like, that cobra's dead. It bit him while he was being struck by lightning.
Well, it was that cobra's fault.
Yeah, it was.
It should have been.
Yeah. I blame it on the cobra that's living in Miami for some reason.
No, I just want to point out this movie is a love letter to the 80s. Every trope that you can think of is represented fully in Kung Fury.
Oh yeah, sorry, go ahead, Leslie.
Yeah, the writer and director David Sandberg, he did like a Reddit AMA, and I'm paraphrasing one of his answers here. He said he was asked well, why did you make this movie? And I was like, well, I just wanted to make a movie for robots, dinosaurs, and cops, and I realized that the 80s were the only setting suitable to have all 3 at once. So this movie is basically what you expect it to be. Robots, cops, dinosaurs, and 80s music.
This movie, or short film, in 30 minutes does more than any other film can pack in 2 hours. And it doesn't feel shoehorned in. It actually feels kind of organic how they pack everything in. Like the introduction of Triceracop. You get Thor who kisses his biceps. And then speaking of biceps, the first time we meet Kung Fury is when he's sitting down at this table, sitting down on this couch. This woman sits down next to him, squeezes his arm, and goes, "Yep, that's my bicep." It's brilliant. It's a brilliant B movie. But you know what though? It has so much creativity, and it actually comes up with a new superhero kind of. So it gives. It's a homage. It's a calling card, but it's also like a love letter.
This new hero, he reminds me so much of Ryu from Street Fighter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he looks like him a little bit.
And he looks, and this guy who did this movie, he looks like that. I can't pronounce his name. Milo Vermigliani, the guy from Heroes.
Yeah, Milo Ventimiglia.
Milo V.
Milo V.
Ventitalia. I don't know, but that guy. Wait, so you talk about all the stuff that he packed in this movie, and this movie in 30 minutes does way more than any other 3 movies do with 90. His budget was pretty humble for all the stuff he did. I don't care how limited his effects were. That was all amazing in my eyes.
Yeah. Well, and I love? One actor played all the German soldiers. Yeah. So he had one actor in front of a green screen doing a bunch of different things, and then he just multiplied it into the background. So it was one guy doing all that.
Yeah, and the final fight scene where he's just taking out all those Nazis, if you just look at the background, you just see like these German soldiers, like they're just like running around, and it's just like they're not really interacting with Kung Fury. He's just like they're just in the background. It's hilarious.
So they did a great job with it. Even the soundtrack and the movie poster were good.
And he uses a Nazi as a skateboard.
Yeah, that was pretty good. He was Nazi surfing,
and he rips a Nazi's head off with his spine. He goes, "You don't need that spine. It's holding you back."
I love the fact that Triceracop, his partner, just shoots everyone in the dick.
Yeah. And then Nazis are literally covering their dicks instead of running for cover.
It's like, nope.
Triceracop seems so by the book. Like he does. He seems like that like stick in the mud partner.
Yeah.
But like,
well, on Reddit, David Sandberg said, like, yeah, Triceracop, he got top dick shot at the Academy. So it's something he prides on.
I guess. I mean, I guess it's, you don't predict. You predict more of like a chest shot. A double tap to the heart, not a dick shot. But like, all right. So here's how we got there. So Kung Fury, he got bit by this. His partner dies. He got hit by lightning, bit by a cobra, and the Adolf Hitler comes to present day Miami, and he ends up putting a gun to a 80s cell phone and ends up killing a bunch of people in Kung Fury's police office. And then this hacker guy comes up and says, "Hey, we'll send you back in time." But then Kung Fury goes way back to like the Viking Age, where he meets laser raptors, Thor, 2 gun-toting women, and he rides on a dinosaur while a song plays Dynamite, like Dino, get it, Dynamite,
yeah.
And and then Thor lets him in to go fight the Nazis, and then he fights the Nazis and is teamed up with a dinosaur, the 2 ladies, Thor, Triceracop, and the hacker guy. And it's beautiful.
Can I just say that Hacker Man was hard to pick, but I think Hacker Man was my favorite character of the entire short. Like, I love like his introduction. It's like, can anybody trace that call? Like, oh, it's impossible. And it was like, not impossible for me. And then the camera pans over slowly, and then like you just see Hacker Man standing there in all his glory. Then you see like the chrome lettering, Hacker Man.
He looks like that.
And then he uses his Nintendo Power Glove from like the late 80s, early 90s or whatever. And he uses his E=mc² converter model on his computer to send him back in time.
He looks like a Swedish Napoleon Dynamite with a mullet.
Yeah. I love like the little conversation he had with Kung Fury. It's like, I was able to trace the call. It was a criminal by the name of Adolf Hitler. And it's like, you know him? He's like, Hitler. He's the worst criminal of all time. I don't know why. It just had me laughing. I don't know.
And you know who played Hitler was Jorma Taccone, who's of Lonely Island. He directed MacGruber. He was in Hot Rod. He was on Saturday Night Live. So he's a pretty big known actor who played Hitler.
Yeah. I don't know. It was just, Hacker Man. Obviously, Kung Fury. I also have a soft spot for Triceracop. Thor is also pretty hilarious. It's like, hey, your pecs are epic. Thanks, bro.
So that Thor, by the way, that's a dude who back when he was in his 20s and 30s was a professional bodybuilder, and now he's a senior division bodybuilder. His name's Andreas Kalling.
Oh. So, John, we were talking earlier, and you said that you found every second of this delightful. Like, what were your highlights?
No, really, there wasn't a... So, just the opposite of the highlights. The slowest minute of the whole movie is when we first meet Kung Fury, and he's, like, in his home, and it just makes me think of, like, Miami Vice meets Grand Theft Auto meets Dolph Lundgren Showdown in Little Tokyo.
Yes.
Like in that, just like, even though he's just sitting there chatting with his girlfriend for a second, like, I'm just soaking in that room.
Dude, that is a perfect thing. I kept thinking Showdown in Little Tokyo too. Have you seen Showdown in Little Tokyo, Lazarbath?
No, I haven't.
It's what Brandon Lee and Dolph Lundgren, and I think it's what killed the '80s action film, because it had Dolph like literally flipping cars and beating up people. But there's a scene, right, where Dolph Lundgren is naked and Brandon Lee looks at him, and Brandon Lee, this amazing martial artist, great dude, son of Bruce Lee, looks at Dolph Lundgren naked and goes, "You have the largest penis that I've ever seen on a man." and Dolph just goes, "Thanks, bro." Like, like he got a compliment on his biceps.
Like, it's Paul Walker. Thanks, bro.
Yeah, thanks, bro. But like, that movie killed it, like the '80s action film, and I just kept thinking about, that movie and Miami Connection. Have you seen that terrible B movie called Miami Connection that Alamo Drafthouse released? Like, it disappeared, went to West Germany for a long time, then finally someone found it on DVD and it became a cult classic. But it was like Miami Connection met Showdown Little Tokyo, met Miami Vice, met Grand Theft Auto, and you have this.
I need to check it out.
So, like, and we're talking about a lot of the highlights, right? And you're asking me why I think there's not a slow minute. I'm going to only talk about the slow minutes, and they're still going to be awesome. I want to talk about the slow minute when he first goes to Nazi Germany, and there are two Nazis sitting on a bench. and there's no special effects until they die, like at the end of the scene. But they're just talking, and they're having an argument about their like Aryan Nazi mustaches. Like, they're making fun of each other, and one of them says that, your mustache looks like the pubes from a dog hooker. And the things that they're saying, only a Nazi could say things that mean.
Yeah, and like that one guy fell. It looked like you had glue on your lip, and you fell face first into someone's backside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you gonna cry?
You're going to cry, aren't you?
No.
I just love the way that scene ended. They get
when he hits him with the tank.
Say it, Lazavath. Say it.
Tank you.
That was like a Hulk smash.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Who's there?
Knock you out? Is that what it was?
No. It's
something like
knock Coles.
Yeah,
And he just uppercuts him to the moon.
Oh yeah, Knuckles.
Knuckles, and then he gets.
Okay.
Wait, can we talk about the insanity of when he was like hovering at death's door and he was in cartoon land and he met his spirit animal that was a cobra with some space helmet on a hover scooter, and it says very dubiously, like, yeah, you're in heaven, and then though it's a spirit animal, and a cobra gave him his powers, sort of, and yet he tries to arrest his spirit animal heaven cobra for obstructing justice by keeping him from going back and coming back to life and fighting Nazis. Like, that was one of the slow minutes in this movie, and all the most ridiculous things that you just heard me say happened.
Yeah.
It's just
I love that scene. So he tried to arrest his spirit animal.
how many people have tried to do that in movies anyway? No, guys,
man.
I feel like we're forgetting one very important part of the movie that was just as awesome as all the others we have mentioned, and that is the True Survivor song that plays during the credits, which is performed by David Hasselhoff himself.
Dude, it's brilliant.
Yeah, it's so 80s. Have you seen the music video for it?
Oh, it's glorious.
Yeah.
Like, it was, but you know what, though? Like, it didn't feel exploitive. This movie didn't feel like exploitive or dumb or like, it felt very smart, very fun, and that thing by David Hasselhoff actually fit it really well. Like, I kind of want to get it on iTunes now.
True Survivor.
Well, yeah, I mean, because you had all that Knight Rider Hoff 9000 stuff where David Hasselhoff is the Knight Rider machine voice. And then, like, it turns on him and it doesn't listen to him, which not Mother from Alien, but it made me think of like Hal.
Yeah, Hal.
Like, because Hal didn't open the doors in 2001: A Space Odyssey towards the end, and Hoff 9000 is refusing to open the doors so he can get out and fight crime.
Yeah. I mean, it was perfect. And I love it. I watched it I watched it again today, and it just was glorious. I want a laser raptor. What if Chris Pratt had laser raptors?
Oh, that's one of the best lines in the movie. It's like, that explains the laser raptors. Fuck.
Yeah.
I went too far back in time.
Shit. Yeah, that explains it. Wait, you go ahead. You talking about laser raptors?
Yeah. I just think that the way he reacted without fear is perfect, because you know those 80s guys like Sylvester Stallone and all them, they wouldn't have been afraid of laser raptors either. So like they would have been like, they would have been like, oh, there's no animal for me to punch in the face. There's a little laser raptor. I'll arm wrestle it. But like, he wasn't afraid. It was beautiful how they handled the laser raptors.
You get Schwarzenegger, laser raptor.
I will take your laser and spin it back at you. Yeah. Oh, gosh.
The amazing part for me is that this short film, I'm just going to call it a movie. It just doesn't feel right to call it a short film. But this movie, it was 100% crowdfunded. Like, the audience, this is something the audience wanted. And honestly, I want more. I think they're trying to make a sequel to the movie on Kickstarter at the moment. Yeah.
This is so awesome. I didn't even know that I wanted something this awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't know that I could wish for something this awesome. I didn't even know. Laser raptors, Triceracop, Thor, Nazi kung fu. I mean, laser. It's everywhere. And at the end, like an episode of G.I. Joe when they're all laughing.
Yeah.
Right. They're all laughing, and the T-Rex is laughing, and it's like rah, 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 with its big mouth, like laughing in slow-mo while everyone else is laughing. Like, it was just bonkers.
Oh, the T-Rex also gets a line during that scene too. He's like, "Teamwork is very important."
It was his only line. His only line. Yeah, and again, like the end of a G.I. Joe episode, we're like, "And knowing's half the battle."
No, there was also a sweet moment between Kung Fury and Triceracop where they just reconcile.
I love you.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, sorry I interrupted you. They totally like become a perfect team, and I wonder how Kung Fury's going to deal with his dick shooting antics.
Yeah.
Wait, so back in the beginning of the movie, the first thing he fights is this arcade machine that turns into kind of like an evil transformer, right?
Yeah.
So when he takes that thing out, it's holding up a dog. And it's like holding up its middle finger in one hand, and it's holding up this cute little dog in the other. What was it going to do to that dog?
It was going to shoot him.
Yeah.
It was just evil. Yeah.
But it did. Well, it didn't see. I felt like it was holding up like it was going to eat it, but it doesn't have a mouth.
Well,
Maybe.
I don't know. It's Kung Fury. It's the 80s.
And that fight did take place on a crane in a space station on a helicopter.
Right.
that thing literally went to space, that fight scene against that robot.
It should be said that this movie is completely free. It's available on YouTube. You know, it's just there's no reason not to watch it, really.
And so, moving along here with this movie, it feels more like a loving, it just loves the 80s films. I think it's something original. I don't think Kung Fury really has a one gag to rely upon because I think it's so chock full of everything else. But these next films we're going to talk about are kind of one-trick ponies that are better than they have any right to be. Or I think they're better than they have any right to be. And the first one is...
Well, Mark, before you move on, I think...
oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's do another listener question. I'm kind of in the mood for another...
Let me sprinkle a little fairy dust and take us into this fantastic land.
Please do, Lemon.
So our second listener question, and again, this week's listener is me, is... now, hold on. Before I say it, this is not a dirty question. It's not. What is your favorite beaver of film?
So, I...
The animal.
All right, so I went deep down. I went deep, and I figured out my favorite one took place in Naked Gun, where Priscilla Presley's on a ladder and Leslie Nielsen's underneath her, and she's digging up through some cabinets, and Leslie Nielsen is looking up, and Leslie Nielsen, it looks like he's looking up her dress, and he says to Priscilla Presley, "Nice beaver." And she goes, "Thanks." And she puts down this taxidermy beaver and hands it to Leslie Nielsen. She's like, "I got it stuffed last week." So that's my favorite one. It's from Naked Gun, just the stuffed beaver.
In Naked Gun 2.5, didn't they do a riff on the Basic Instinct legs crossing and then uncrossing and then crossing as well? Or no, the Charlie Sheen movie, Hot Shots.
Yeah, that was on Hot Shots Part 2.
Yeah. So they had that where she does the Sharon Stone where she uncrosses her legs and you see the beaver, and all of a sudden it's a beaver sitting in the chair having a cigarette.
Yeah. And don't her legs go like they need WD-40?
Yeah, like a windmill.
Yeah. So then I got that. Mel Gibson's beaver in that movie, The Beaver, was really weird. Just watching Mel Gibson with a hand puppet beaver. And then I have to say, watching Ray Winstone, the gruff British actor, playing a beaver in the Narnia movies was an interesting sight, because I'm just used to him punching people in the face, and here he's playing like a friendly neighborhood beaver. So those are my three.
Okay.
Those are good ones. Those are good beavers.
All right, this is one. this is a tough question for me because I don't know. I don't watch too many beavers in movies, so none really came to mind. So I have to ask: is a groundhog close enough to a beaver?
I'll allow it.
Yeah, you allow it.
Are you going Caddyshack on me?
I'm going Caddyshack. I'm going obviously Groundhog Day because I love that.
Don't drive angry.
Yeah, Don't Drive Angry.
Both Bill Murray movies.
Yeah.
No, I feel like groundhogs have a bigger cinema presence than beavers. I don't know.
You're like a groundhog elitist, is what you are.
Yeah. But I do love the groundhog in Caddyshack. I mean, he's basically a terrible little groundhog. Like, he does do a lot of property damage. He's meant to be cute, but he's really running amok on that golf course. He dances. He loves Kenny Loggins. He loves K-Log.
Yeah.
I mean, and then, I don't know. The other groundhog. Yeah, the other groundhog was a pretty good driver.
Yeah. No, how close are groundhogs to beavers? They're both big
it
rodents.
depends on how close you put them next to each other in their enclosures at the zoo, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, so they're pretty close.
How close are groundhogs to beavers?
Oh, you're good.
78 inches.
Okay.
Groundhogs are similar to beavers.
Hey, there we go.
That's your Yahoo answer right there. Groundhogs are similar to beavers.
There we go. All right. Well, speaking of beavers, Mark, I think. Wait, let me good. Sorry, my bad.
I didn't think of any of these zany situations or groundhogs that drive or gophers that ravage golf courses. I thought of a real beaver, and of all the horror stuff that I like, the first thing that popped in my head when I came up with this question was Lady and the Tramp.
Oh yeah.
There was so Lady and the Tramp. To our listeners who didn't grow up on Disney, possibly, I don't even know how kids grow up anymore without Disney, but like the lady, the dog, she ends up with a muzzle on her, and the tramp has to go find someone to help get the muzzle off of her, and he finds this beaver, and in exchange for what was it? He called it something. He called it something that had to do with helping, move the logs, like a log mover or a log roller. But he got this beaver to help chew it off of her, and then the beaver puts it on, and he thinks it's going to help him with his trees. And when he cuts down the tree, and the tree starts rolling down a hill, it just whips him down, like Coach whips him down. And any beaver would surely die in this. Beavers don't try this at home. But either way, it was a really cute scene. And then at the end, the beaver, he's like this one scene character in the movie. He's like, it works swell. It was a cute little beaver scene, and I don't know, I liked it. In the movie that we're going to discuss made me think for some reason of that.
Yeah, Lady the Tramp has a lot of similarities to this next movie that we're going to discuss.
Yes, that sweet Disney beaver has many reflections in the movie that's coming up.
Did that beaver say swell?
He said swell.
Oh, I love it. What a great word.
Right. So, Mark, tell us about this Lady and the Tramp beaver movie.
Yeah, so Zombeavers tells the age-old story of toxic waste being dumped on a beaver dam, and those beavers becoming Zombeavers. Ultra smart. They chew wires. They know how to hunt people down. They're zombies. If they bite humans, those humans turn into zombies. But it's basically the age-old tale of 6 promiscuous, often nude college students going to a cabin and battling zombie beavers.
Yeah. Can I just say that, I love the kind of setup for this particular monster movie. It's basically just Bill Burr texting and driving. That's the cause of all the mayhem in this movie. It's like, are you watching the road? I'm like, yeah. Whoa.
I trust you. And that's John Mayer next to him, the singer.
No, it's not.
What?
Yes, it is.
Really?
Oh, my God. I was just sitting there wondering who the hell that was. That's John Mayer.
Hey, did you guys watch the outtakes at the end where he's like, so these 2 guys are in the car with the toxic waste, and they're kind of riffing, and John Mayer's like, I had a job flipping those signs that you flip in the air. And it was for a sandwich shop, and I decided to get a little tricky, so I put some Christmas lights on it, but I ended up choking my dick. He's like, what? How'd you do that? He's like, well, I flipped it up underneath, and it just got wrapped up. It was like a noose.
I could see that happening.
And then they're like, did you get insurance? Did insurance cover you? He's like, nah, I just got fired.
I just got fired.
But like, all right, so this guy who directed it, his name is Jordan Rubin. He's been around for a while. He wrote for like MTV Movie Awards, Craig Kilborn. He's, at The Guy Show. So he kind of has this kind of body interest in this. So he's been writing for a long time, and this is his first feature. And like he took it to like 25 different studios, and eventually one person latched onto it and they made it. And it spawned this perfect line. It's like, we cannot turn against each other right now. That's exactly what the Beavers would want.
Okay, so in regards to the Beavers, like they're puppets, right? In most of the scenes?
Yeah.
Like, some of the scenes there's CGI, but like, can I just say, like, these puppets, they look like they were found in the Jim Henson reject bin.
Yeah.
Like, they don't look realistic at all.
You mean after they were possessed by an evil dead demon zombie?
Yeah, but they were the leftovers from the Princess Bride. Those like incredibly large rodents. Like
it's
they were
like the ROUSs, the rodents of unusual size.
Like, they're beavers, but just barely. Like they don't look realistic at all.
Oh no,
which is part of the point.
Delightfully bad.
Yeah, and like I don't know, like the characters in this film. I mean, they're all playing something. You have like the saucy one, then you have the nice one, then you have the best friend, and then you have the three horny dudes that you'll never remember their names.
I just want to say, like, all the dudes in this movie, they just have the most punchable faces I've ever seen. I just wanted to punch every one of them in the face. Like, I don't know.
Especially the dude who's always wearing the knit winter hat in the middle of summer, even while he's swimming.
Yeah, what was up with that?
And isn't he introduced to like he farts? Like he just runs up and like for like a jump scare, it's just him running up and going.
Yeah, that's the guy.
And then like the three ladies, there's the one that gets naked because she doesn't want to have tan lines, and then there's the nice one with the glass. There's one with the glasses. And then there's like her duplicitous best friend who cheated on her with her boyfriend. And I mean, the plot's irrelevant. And, like they can't escape because beavers chop down the trees on the streets so they can't run away. Like the whole thing's loopy. But like there's that one scene where that hunter's like, beavers like to chew on all kinds of stuff. Wires, plants, weeds, trees. Like he just goes off about how beavers like to chew on stuff.
No, in regards to
it was like Bubba Gump listing off their future menu.
Yeah,
shrimp sandwiches, shrimp barbecue.
In regards to the hunter, he probably has my favorite line in that movie when he's with one of the girls and they're checking the neighbor's house. He's like, "All right, I'm gonna go upstairs and check to see if anybody's up there." You see him open the door to the bedroom, and you see like the old lady who lives next door. She's dead in her bed. And then you just see him. He goes, "All right." He closes the door. And it was just like, yes, like that's it. He was like, "All right."
But like, this is one of those movies where you hear the title and you just laugh. Like, it's a good, strong title.
Oh, when I even first heard about this being advertised, I knew I had to see it. I didn't even have to see a trailer. I knew I had to see it. Period.
Yeah, it's just. I think it's done well. I think it's funny. Like, there's a scene where this little beaver chews on electrical cords and he catches on fire and he runs into a wall. Like a guy you think he escapes, but this woman who got bit by a beaver jumps through the floor and bites his dick off.
Oh yeah, can we talk about that?
Wait, that woman wasn't just a woman. So she was bitten by a Zombeaver, and then, a la Dawn of the Dead, she was infected, and she became it looked like a were-zombeaver, like a hybrid between a zombeaver and a human. Mm-hmm. Like she transformed. By the way, this was done in another movie called Black Sheep, where there were zombie sheep, and a sheep bit a person, and he became like a werewolf, like a were-hybrid zombie sheep. So they do this. And, like, these buck teeth of the beavers is pushing through her front teeth, and her teeth drop out, and the claws come out. She grows some giant, like, beaver tail, and she's basically twerking with it to get the attention of the other beavers before she bites that guy's dick off, a la Piranha 3D.
Yep.
Like,
can I just mention that this... Okay, so we had Triceratops shooting Nazi dicks in Kung Fury. In this movie, we have... We have a zombie where like a were beaver girl biting some dude's dick off.
Beaver, yeah. I mean, we're talking about a lot of movies that bring a lot of unique things to the table. I'm thinking Oscars.
Yeah.
So, Levingood, give me a play-by-play on the dog distraction scene.
Oh my God, this dog distraction. So dogs in horror movies, they normally have like a role, like they function as a good device, even if it's just a harbinger of bad things to come. This dog was basically like an ornament on a table. Like, they're out there, all these people, they're out on a floating raft getting a tan in the middle of the lake, and the dog's there. And all of a sudden, the Zombeavers start attacking. And this dude picks up his girlfriend's dog and throws it in the water so that he may use that as a distraction for the Zombeavers to swim to safety.
No, it wasn't even his girlfriend.
Or whatever, his friend's girlfriend's dog.
Yeah.
And he throws it in. But then though, so he dives in, he gets his foot bitten off, that jerk. He had it coming. The dude with the knit winter hat while he's swimming, that's what he gets.
Yeah.
But then though, the dog, you always expect the dog to make it, right? No. The dog just gets yanked under like a bobber on a fishing pole by the Zombeavers. And there are even outtakes of it where the director, I guess, is joking around with the crew because they're like duck decoys just floating towards the dog, and like the dog is supposed to be afraid of him. The dog's just swimming towards them, like playing with them. And the outtakes. But that dog, I mean, that bro sacrificed that dog.
Yeah, and then
he deserved to become a Zombeaver.
That foot getting chewed off, I think, led to one of my favorite scenes in the movie, where his girlfriend and the hunter are sitting there, and she's like, "Yeah, I got his foot on ice." He's like, "Well, how'd you put it on ice?" She's like, "Did you surround it on ice?" Well, yeah, I figured. They have this whole conversation about how they should keep the foot on ice.
You can't have it direct. That'll cause some tissue damage.
The whole time, though, the whole time they're talking about that foot, he's eating like a chicken leg.
Yeah. And I don't know. I think this film is if you went and saw it with like a rowdy audience at midnight, you would love it. Like, this was meant to be watched with other people. It's just a cheeky B movie that is better than it has any right to be. I don't really know who the audience is though, because like the women are just everyone's so underwritten.
Yeah. Can I just say that? Okay. I just want to say that the girl who goes topless in this movie,
like right away, immediately, for no reason, without even guys around,
she ends up being the last person standing. Yeah. How often does that happen in horror movies, where like the topless girl is not killed right away?
Yeah, the virgin one,
and the virgin becomes the Zombeaver.
Yeah, no, he threw a curveball at us. I enjoyed that. Thank you, Jordan Rubin.
Like, no, actually, if you think about it, right? She's talking all that she's bad, but she actually seems to be in like a committed relationship with that knit cap guy, right? Yeah. So she's like, they seem to have been together for a while. Like, it's a monogamous relationship.
They're having long talks about the sexual acts that he doesn't perform on her that she wants.
Yeah, so they've been together. So I mean, she's just kind of loud and like brash, but she seems to be the only one in a nice like committed relationship out of the other two who are acting really nice.
Yeah. Well, I guess there's also like an implied lesbian relationship between their two, which
the two blondes.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that, but
not judging.
Yeah,
no judgment.
No.
No, I think her name was it Zoe.
Yeah, Zoe.
Whatever.
Yeah,
whatever.
It's
blonde girl number one.
Yeah, I mean the characters are so nondescript in this film, but no, I mean I don't know. Listen, this film is. I don't know. It's more fun than it has any right to be. I feel like the actors were game, even though their faces were punchable, and which I agree with you on. But I don't know. It's like Zombeavers, terrible practical effects. Like, I love it. I had a lot of fun with that movie.
Wait. The practical effects, though, I'll give them one thing. So the Zombeaver, if you just looked at a still of it, it looks stupid but evil, right? But the way that they moved them. There was like an evil menace to them that was a little unnerving. The twitchiness of them, it made me think of like the Evil Dead 2 mounted deer head.
Oh yeah,
like that laughs at him. Like it's just twisted. Like no matter how fake it looks, the twisted nature of the way that they move and the abrupt turns of the head, like it doesn't seem natural. It doesn't seem like something a living thing does.
See, Levingood, I think you're giving them too much credit, because to me, when I saw it. It looked like the guy who was in charge of moving the puppet had a seizure in the middle of the scene. So like,
but it worked.
Like,
but it worked so well.
You know what I also loved it that they were trying to board up the house with wood, and the beavers kept chewing through it.
Well, yeah, that's what beavers do.
And then straight out of Night of the Living Dead, the beavers are breaking through it, but they're breaking through it at like head level, as if there was someone holding a beaver by the neck and slamming its head through the boards from the porch because they're breaking through at head level. How are they doing that?
You know, I'm sure this thing was really low budget, but I think it would have been fun to be like on that set and just ramming the beaver's head through there. Like you're playing with this little puppet basically. And so Zoe's the one who, well, she lives until Bill Burr runs into her. And then the other ones are Mary and Jen. So those are the characters' names.
No.
But yeah, Zoe actually lives. Zoe's like they put a nice spin on like that kind of character, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know. I wasn't rooting for anybody in particular. I was just surprised that she made it out alive. Pleasantly surprised.
And like her and the hunter had a neat little relationship.
Yeah.
Like he was just like, yeah, you need to wear more clothes. Like that was about it.
Like your little tattoos.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, that was Zombeavers, and
all right.
I like it.
I don't know. I think now would be a good time to go on break because I don't know. Yeah, I usually try to think of a clever segue, but I think
and
all
you
that
never do. You
I
never ever do.
I never do.
Well, because guys, I just opened up an Oreo cookie like John Malkovich from Rounders, and I'm about to monologue, so the audience doesn't want to hear that. So
okay, hey, let me know when you're gonna start that monologue.
All right, I'm gonna start in 3, 2, 1. Hey guys, Mark here, and for you, the listeners of Movies, Films, and Flicks, Audible is offering a free audiobook download with a free 30-day trial to give you the opportunity to check out their service. Now, tonight, since we're talking about B movies, we're talking about Zombeavers, we're talking about Kung Fury, we're going to be talking about Wolfcop. I want to recommend an amazing book called If Chins Could Kill, Confessions of a B Movie Actor. It is written by the B movie god himself, Bruce Campbell, a.k.a. The Chin, and it just focuses on he and Sam Raimi working their way up through Super 8 films and beyond. These guys are pure cult classic glory. They've been in an insane amount of B movies. And so this just kind of talks about him getting his career started. And there's a lot of great jokes about gags in here that John Lasseter doesn't wreck. And it's just a great audiobook. I can't recommend it more. So to download your free audiobook today, go to audibletrial.com/shark. Again, that's audibletrial.com/shark for your free audiobook. So then the doctor says, Oreo dang near killed him. This end of story. Hey, did you get it all? Did you record it all, Lazarus?
Yeah, I got it all. That was pretty good. Very lengthy, but very good.
Yeah, I enjoyed your John Malkovich Rounders speech.
I mean, I was shedding tears here, guys. It's a waterfall over here.
Yeah. It was something, all right. I'm glad.
Well, guys, for all of our listeners out here, guys, just send us a message. Let me know what you think.
Yeah.
Let me know if I kept the accent. I just want to know, guys.
No, they don't have to do that. You did such a good job. It just goes without saying that you just knocked it out of the park. So,
all right, guys. Yeah, never mind. Just I trust Lazavath. We've known each other for 12 years now. So
okay.
Whatever you say, man, I trust you.
Yeah. No, it was good. All right. Well, now that we got that awesome monologue out of the way, I'd say it's time we move on to the last B movie that we're going to talk about tonight. Mark, what's the last movie we're going to talk about?
Wolfcop. A Canadian, I don't know why I keep saying a Canadian, I should just call it a film, but a Canadian werewolf film about a drunk cop that through an occult ritual becomes a werewolf, and his gummy juice is beer. And it's like this violent little nice, but it's nice. Like they blow up a meth lab and his sidekick apologizes. And I don't know, it's just this cheeky little werewolf film that, we were talking earlier about Kung Fury with Triceratops shooting dicks. And then the Zombeavers attack scene. Well, in Wolfcop, his initial transformation is him going to the bathroom and his dick falls off.
That was, yeah. Okay, that was not something I was expecting to see. I knew he was going to transform. There's going to be a transformation scene at one point, but I did not expect to see his dick explode. Right?
I mean, hopefully you never expect to see that ever.
To kind of put it in the context just kind of describe for people who don't plan on seeing this movie ever, which I don't really blame you. But imagine, like, you know those sausage making machines where they put, like, the casing on one end and it just pumps, like, all the meat? And then you just kind of twist it to make, like, a meat link? Well, imagine if, like, somebody forgot to twist it and the sausage just kept going and going and it just, you ran out of casing and it just exploded. That's basically the best way I could describe this scene. It was just like, that's what happened. You just ran out of sausage casing.
I mean, like, I don't know. And I don't know, I just really was able to roll with this film. Like, there's this scene in this moment where Wolfcop's sidekick goes, "Hey, man, we got to lay low because there's a guy running around with a face. Like, literally, you ripped off his face. Like, Wolfcop rips off a guy's face and he's still alive and he's running around." But so no matter how much I like this movie and was able to roll with it, we do have a second opinion here in the form of our horror Leviathan, a.k.a. John Levingood, a.k.a. surfing the seas with a portable DVD player watching Hellraiser 3. You know, I watched San Andreas, and I was really hoping that you would just fly by the rock on that tidal wave. Like, just like, you know, everyone's like, we got to get over this tsunami. And then, like, you're just flying by. Everyone's scared. Everyone's, like, really bummed out, and you're just all stoic watching Hellraiser 3, looking at him on your eye without the monocle.
No, well, I like a lot of really, really, really bad non-mainstream horror movies, and this one, like, I celebrate Zombeavers. This movie, there were about 3 minutes that I liked in the whole movie, and it was pretty much the transformation scene.
So tell me why you like that.
Well, like, we'll just pick it up from after the sausage casing penis explosion that Lazavath so eloquently detailed to inappropriate degrees. But that transformation, it was, a lot of other movies have done it, but it doesn't mean that it's played out. Is like it's for when he's transforming into the werewolf, it's literally like the wolf is underneath of his human skin, and he tears out of his human skin, and it's the wolf. But when that happens, you know, like, he peels off his own head, and his claws tear through where his fingernails are, and then rip through his hands, and his penis looks like a sausage casing and explodes, evidently because of the humongous wolf penis that's under it. I don't know, but like, I mean, this has been used before. It was used in 1984 in The Company of Wolves. It was used actually in Tales from the Dark Side with the gargoyle that was in The Woman for that short story in the Tales from the Dark Side movie. It's used in the Netflix series Hemlock Grove with that werewolf character. So it's not common, but it's neat when they do that, because when you do that in a movie, no one ever sees that coming. They expect, you know, the snout to elongate or something, or some CGI blob of a transformation like in Cursed. But it took me off guard. It was a lot of fun. He's reeling in pain. It was the most credible part of this silly movie, other than his hangovers. Yeah. And but like that part I really loved. Pretty much everything else about the movie that was trying to be funny, even in a bad way, which normally works very well on me, I can't explain it better than I never wanted to subscribe to what they were selling.
I gotcha. You know what kind of worked for me is, you know, I watch a lot of schlocky films, and like Hobo with a Shotgun, the Machete films. I get them, but I just don't appreciate them. They're like too grimy. They're too, I don't know. This don't appeal to me. But this one had like a niceness to it. Like, it was earnest, and I felt like it came from a place of a guy who liked movies. And I don't know. I just thought it was like, I enjoyed the pleasant sense of humor, and I love the title. I love that this is a cop who just drinks beers, and like, instead of taking his partner to the hospital immediately, he stops to get another beer. And then, like, the only reason they can't control him is because he was such an alcoholic. Like,
they were even saying, because this has happened before, like, this is a part of the sacrifice ritual thing to make him a werewolf, and they were even saying he's stronger than the others, and it turns out that it's because of the alcohol for some reason.
And like, I mean, what? All right, so like guys, what movie have you ever seen where a wolf and a woman have like a Cinemax style sex scene in a prison cell?
Actually, we get a lot of play on our website for the movie Meridian, which was a full moon release from 1990. And that's kind of a horror Beauty and the Beast, where there is, in fact, a sex scene between a werewolf and a woman.
And that's why we call you the horror Leviathan. Like, 1990 Blood Meridian. You know that movie Hot Fuzz, where Nick Frost opens up his his closet and there's just thousands of DVDs. I picture that, but it's only DVDs from the 90s horror films in your closet.
I've got a lot of them. Well, actually, the 80s are pretty big too. But no, it was a cool movie. And in fact, there's an irregular amount of search history traffic that brings us to our website for that movie, for this Beauty and the Beast sex scene.
Guys, so Lazavath, what did you think about this film?
I can't think of too many movies where every scene in the movie had at least one character that was either drunk or hungover. It was just, it feels like they had fun making this movie. I kind of had fun in some parts, but would I recommend this movie? No, not really. But I don't know. It just, I appreciate the effort. I guess that's my review. Don't watch.
I appreciate the effort.
Yeah.
So, guys, if you're walking down the street, John, you're surfing, of course. But Lazavath, you're sauntering down the street, you're eating some peach jam, and you walk by and you see a poster that says Wolfcop. Yeah. What do you think?
I'm like, oh, that sounds interesting.
What would you think, Levin Good?
I would probably think I must see this.
And now you're surfing, so you're going by it really fast. You know what I mean? Lazavath has more time to think about it because he's walking by. But on the surfboard, what's your first two words that come in your mind?
Well, honestly, I would be distracted by the surfboard. But
Wait, you're there? Wait, so how's he surf? Wait, interesting.
I don't know. But yeah,
well, if I'm surfing by, then that tidal wave is washing him away, unless The Rock is going to save him at the last minute by grabbing him from a helicopter.
Actually, I think it would be more, like The Rock doesn't do much in San Andreas. It's more of Alexandria Daddario and Carla Gugino.
Yeah.
Yeah. So John, you'd be saved by them. What do you think about that?
I don't know. I would still be distracted by the surfboard. Like, what is Levin good doing a surfboard watching watching Hellraiser 3?
On a portable DVD player on a surfboard. It's
just, I don't know. I feel like there's a decent amount of practical effects in this. The wolf loves beer. John, what do you think when werewolves? This was from the occult. Do you not like that? Do you like it when werewolf transformations are actually from getting bit?
Honestly, I don't care. I would invite it from being from a different source altogether. I mean, I'd like to see a serious take on Wolfcop that isn't called Wolfcop, using this occult angle. But no, it wasn't that turned me off. It was, I don't know, it's just something about the delivery. It just didn't sit well with me.
So of all things, why did they decide on wolves? Like, they could turn it into a triceracop.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
That wasn't in the ancient occult book that they picked up. The Triceracop book is somewhere in Sweden with the different group of cultists.
Yeah. So you're saying that these guys just they found a random book and they're doing the best they can with what they have?
Yeah, sure.
So you're saying there's like a three-toed sloth book out there and a three-toed. Oh man, what's like a word for cop? Three-toed sleuth. Yeah. Three-toed sleuth. Three-toed sleuth.
Say that 3 times fast.
These books could be out there. I don't know, but almost any movie that revolves around something in the occult, there's like one book in the movie, which means that's the one book that those cultists in that story had possession of. It doesn't mean it's the only book in the world. It's just the one that they stumbled across that was either passed down generations, or they found it in some crypt, or they found it somehow and they have it, and then you have a movie. It's almost like any other horror movie. Horror movies don't acknowledge the existence of other horror movies, or people wouldn't make so many dumb mistakes. So movies about the occult that have books in it don't acknowledge other movies about the occult that have books in it, because then everyone would think differently about their actions if they thought there were more of them out there.
I'm going to tell you what, guys. If I find a book like the Necronomicon that can turn people into three-toed sleuths, I'm doing it.
Really? But would you mess up the incantation a la Bruce Campbell?
I would do Klaatu, Barata,
Sloth Toe. Klaatu, Barata, Sloth Toe.
There, I said it.
That's the most dangerous. Well, all right, so guys, these are the 3B movies we talked about. Now, I also just wrote a post which I posted today. We can go over real quick, but it's just B-movie monster films that you can watch on Netflix. So Zombeavers and Wolfcop are on this list, but let's see what else real quick what you guys think about these other movies. So I added Grabbers to the list, which is Grabbers is about Irish villagers who have to stay drunk to survive aliens, because if the aliens suck your blood, but if you're drunk, the aliens die. So it's a cheeky little film about Irish villagers being drunk so they aren't killed by aliens.
That just sounds wonderful.
The creature effects, largely CGI, but not entirely. But the creature effects, I mean, they were just tentacularly awesome. And then you have these characters, and the characters were real characters that really developed. I would have enjoyed that movie if it was just a romantic comedy about the two cop characters and the villagers around them, if there were no monsters at all. They were delightful, and then the monsters were well done to boot.
I think one of my favorite scenes of 2014 is where there's this drunk doctor, and he's going up against like the alpha grabber, and he's really drunk and he thinks he's safe, but instead of sucking his blood, the alien just flicks him and he flies at least 3/4 of a mile. It's like the best flick in the history of flicks. So Grabbers, does that get our so if you're on Netflix, guys, Grabbers, is that 2 thumbs up for movies, 3 thumbs up? Wait, 3 Toed Sleuths up for movies, films, and flicks?
That's like 18 tentacles up. That was an amazing movie.
Yeah.
All right, great. And then I have Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters, which is directed by Tommy Wirkola. He did Dead Snow 2. And it has A-listers, Gemma Arterton and Jeremy Renner, in this R-rated, swear-fest, violent, bloody, gory, cheeky, funny, pleather pant-wearing movie. Like, I love it. I think it's fun. I think it's weird. It made $370 million worldwide. But I think it's a perfect midnight monster movie.
Yeah, I mean, this movie, again, A-listers, Femke Janssen is the head witch in it. A lot of recognizable characters, a lot of recognizable B-cast kind of people in it, too. And then the thing is that it's like, this movie was everything that Van Helsing wishes that it was, with the gore budget or the gore volume of Evil Dead 2. But it wasn't slapstick. It was fun action. So it's like taking Evil Dead 2's gore, Van Helsing's monster approach, and then like an Arnold Schwarzenegger action movie as a backdrop for the characters' attitudes.
Oh, I love it. And don't forget that Jeremy Renner got diabetes because a witch fed him too much chocolate.
Oh,
of course, yeah. I mean, that was critical to the plot. He invented the insulin shot, evidently.
And plus, as my wife noted, we were watching it, and Gemma Arterton, like a third of her shots are just like her falling down or like from behind to show off her pleather pants, and it's just a weird, funny, gratuitous pleather pant movie that I love.
And they have all those great tools, too. All their weapons and tools were cool to be introduced to. And even though the witches were basically all like superhumans, it was cool that all the witches were different.
Yeah.
And we see a bunch of them, and they're all a little different. It has that Guillermo del Toro Hellboy appeal, where even in the troll city, all the trolls were a little different. I mean, that's a nice touch.
Yeah, Ernest Scared Stupid, all the trolls were different.
How many trolls were in Ernest Scared Stupid?
I'd say at least 37.
Yeah.
In a row?
They came from those big Brussels sprouts.
Yeah.
But so the next one is The Colony, which is Lawrence Fishburne and Bill Paxton in a post-apocalyptic frozen world. And the only reason I'm recommending this is because of the bad guy, who's like the bad guy, right? He loves flying through air ducts, surviving explosions. He survives 3 separate explosions without a scratch. Fishburne drops dynamite in the outpost. He doesn't die. Fishburne blows up a bridge and kills 75% of the bad guys. He doesn't die. Bill Paxton shoots a gas canister, killing the rest of the bad guys, and the villain slides into an air duct unscathed. His clothes are never burnt, and he only becomes hungrier. Like during the finale, he's hitting a head by a steel pole by at least 37 times. What is it with me in 37? I just said 37 on Ernest Scared Stupid. But he shakes it off, and then he finally dies by getting his head chopped off. But like, I love The Colony because they're these cannibals, but they're like dressed like immaculately. They're all like, they look like the 30 Days of Night vampires, but they've like lost all mental function. And they just want to eat people, but yet they look super.
Like they just came from a Macy's sale.
Yeah, or like, a European rave at, a very expensive club.
Club Macy's.
But like, have you guys seen The Colony?
You know, that's another movie, but not necessarily in a good way, where I liked what was going on with the characters, and I could have done without the monsters and just enjoyed seeing the characters and the psychology of the characters. When people get sick, they take them out to execute them.
Yeah.
You know, like I could have just watched that and been satisfied. And then we get the introduction to what's really going on, what the monster is, if you will, in the movie. And you know, that was fun, but it really was just downhill from there for me. And you know, them chasing them back to their outpost, it started to work a little less and less and less for me, even though it was still fun to watch.
I don't think it understood frostbite.
That's true, yeah.
Like these cannibals are not superhuman. They would freeze, and they're sitting here looking like they just came out of like a Avicii concert, and they're fine. Like they're in the ice age and they're just chilling. Literally, they're not literally chilling. They look quite comfortable. So I don't know, but I don't know. It's just like a weird little film, and like you said, like Bill Paxton, everyone was treated as like the bad guy, and he was actually making sense. No, I don't want to name drop, but I was working on $1 Million Arm, and I worked with Bill Paxton, and we were talking about this film. He's like, I don't know, man. He's like, it just does it. It just moves along. He's like, I like it. So Bill Paxton sold the film by going, it just goes. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But name drop city. Sorry, guys. And then the last one is, oh no, that was it, because the last one's Zombeavers.
Yeah.
So so I think that's it. 5 midnight movies worth a watch on Netflix, and that was our B movie spectacular.
Yeah, all these movies are available either on YouTube, Netflix,
John's portable DVD player,
Blockbuster,
Columbia House.
Yeah. So McDonald's.
VHS. That's old school right there. That was like
if anyone is like listening regularly to our podcast, there's a lot of funny jokes in there. And if you don't listen, you're probably very confused.
Yeah, just like the rest of the podcast.
Yeah. Oh, and also, guys, if you get a chance, watch Piranha 3D. I love it. We love it. It's been big for us at MFF.
Right. All right, guys.
Yeah, I mean, Zombeavers is basically like a beaver homage to Piranha 3D.
Didn't you say it made like Zombeavers makes Piranha 3D look like Citizen Kane?
Yeah. Zombeavers. I mean, the writing wasn't good. The acting was deplorable. Even the shots weren't good. But the Zombeavers were great, and the gore was great, and it was a lot of fun. And even though the dialogue was stupid, it was funny. It was really funny. So yeah, but yeah, Piranha 3D. It really aced all those things for being a self-aware kind of silly horror movie. So yeah, it was like the Oscar winner of this category of movie.
So it's the Sophie's Choice of
B movies loaded with gore and nudity, and penis dismemberment.
Yeah, Jerry O'Connell. I think it is something like. Wait, no. Well, Deep Blue Sea kind of bucks that trend. It kind of wrecks our whole thing with monster movies and things getting bit off.
Well, Deep Blue Sea is a special exception to the rule.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, their mouths are just too big. They can't bite off a penis. Instead, they took Stellan Skarsgård's arm.
Yeah, to be fair, Stellan Skarsgård does pee in the wind in Deep Blue Sea.
And that's why
and the shark metaphorically gets him for doing that, for that faux pas. That counts as biting off his penis figuratively.
Trademark it. Lock it up.
Yeah.
Lock it up.
Send it to John's Trademark Society at mff.com.
Next week, can we talk about movies that don't involve penis dismemberment or explosions?
All right, next week's theme will be attached penises.
There we go.
And I just want to say sorry, Kathy Bates.
No, we love you, Kathy Bates. But
Kathy, you're welcome to call anytime. You can join us.
I loved you in About Schmidt.
Okay. You have
Waterworld or Waterboy. I just said Kathy Bates was in Waterworld.
Yeah. What did she play?
Kevin Costner's mother, but she was in the deleted scenes.
Okay.
Right. She was the skeleton, the little girl's mother, the skeleton at the on dry land at the end.
All right, guys.
She nailed that role.
Nailed it.
Before we sign off, let's do a little bit of plugs here. Right?
All right, moviesfilmsandflicks.com. Read our reviews, share our posts, rate and review the podcast. Thank you for staying with us. Send us questions. We like you guys a lot.
Yeah. Check out sharkjarbber.com for lengthy discussions on penis dismemberments, attachments, cat debate fights. Yeah. All sorts of sweet stuff.
And Three Toed Sleuths.
Three Toed Sleuths. All right.
And if you guys have any opinions or you think that we're full of crap and that our opinions suck, please feel free to hop onto our website and throw up a comment. We'll accept it.
Send him to Levingood, not me.
Yeah.
Tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to Wolfcop. I want to hear it.
Okay. I'll work on that comment right now. All right.
See, you're the one generating all that web traffic for us.
I just keep hitting refresh. That's all I do every day.
Are you hate machine at Yahoo?
I'm
How many Audible subscriptions do you now have?
Today I signed up for 22. That's just today. I'll probably sign up for a couple more after this. All right, guys. I've been your host, John Loswa. For my co-host, Mark Hoffmeyer.
We take the Oreo and we break it in half.
Oh, yeah, nice. That was from your monologue that we dutifully recorded.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. And my other co-host, John Levingood.
Stay classy, listeners.
Yeah. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you guys next time.
Above the target. T-minus 5 seconds till shark drop. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the shark! Go! 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 This podcast is a Shark Dropper Studios production.